my name is Cheryl and I'm a crafty little chickie. Today I'm going to be showing you a tutorial for how to crochet the number 2. It'll be just the same size as this number 1 that I showed you in a previous tutorial, and they will all be connected to my Counting Sheep Shell Stitch Baby Blanket. Try to say that fast 3 times. But that'll all be part of that tutorial. So this is the sheep body with a little poofy body and the snout of the nose. Each of them will be numbered, so that's why I'm doing the numbers. So the tools that you will need for this is crochet hook. I am using a size 3.5 millimeter or E. You'll need scissors, and you will need a yarn needle. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so to do this, we are going to start by putting a chain on the hook. The way I do it, wrap around my finger twice, top over bottom until it goes over the edge of the finger, put it onto the hook and tighten. Okay, so we're going to start with 22 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. So those are my 22 chains to start off with. And we are going to double crochet into the 3rd chain from the hook. So we don't include the one on the hook. So we have the 1, 2, and this is the 3rd one right there. So we double crochet into that 3rd chain from the hook. Okay. And then we'll double crochet 1 in each of the next 2 stitches. So there's the first one, and then the second one in the next stitch. Okay. So then what we're going to do next is we're going to crochet 8 together. If you did the tutorial with me for the number 1, crocheting the number 1, this will be very similar. And if not, I will show you. So we're going to crochet 8 together. Or sorry, double crochet 8 together. So you yarn over just like you would do a regular double crochet. Go on to the next chain. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and pull through the first 2, which is exactly like a double crochet. The only part is that you don't finish it. You don't yarn over and pull through these 2. And you're going to be doing the same thing for the next 7 stitches. So the second one. The 3rd one. The 4th one. Gets a little busy on your hook, but just so that you know, if you've pulled through the right amount of hooks, those first 2, sometimes, especially when you get towards the end, it gets very full on your hook, especially because I've got a clay base on the end of my hook here. There's not much room. So how to tell how many stitches you've done is there's always going to be one more loop on your hook than the amount that you have completed. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that means I know I've done 4 of the half double crochets. Sorry, 4 of the double crochets, but haven't finished them. So now this is the 5th one. And then the 6th one. It's getting very busy on the hook there. Right, so there should be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yes. So I've done 6. And then the 7th. Try to keep the first 2 separated so that I know where to stop pulling through. Here we are. And then one last one here. There we are. So we should have 9 hoops, 9 loops on the hook. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we know we did it correctly. So then what we're going to do is we are going to yarn over and pull through all 9. You do this very carefully so that you're not going to hook on any of the loops. It gets a little difficult to get out of it if they are hooked. Okay, so that was the 8 double crochet together stitch. Now we are going to double crochet 1 in each stitch for the next 5. And these numbers, they just start to curl up on each other. That is fine. They will all flatten out. You can starch them, or you can iron them, or you can block them, or whatever you want to do, or just sew them straight on. Okay, so 5 double crochet. And this first one gets a little bit awkward to do just because it's so many stitches that we're working in this last one. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so what we're going to do together now is we're going to do 3 double crochets into the same stitch. So we do 1, and then you go back into the same stitch, and then for the third one you go back into that same stitch again. So 3 double crochets in the same stitch. What that does, you can kind of see your number pulling together here now, it starts to curl that way again to the left. Okay, so we're going to do a double crochet in the next stitch. And then 2 double crochets in this second last stitch. So we've done 1, and we're going to go back into that same stitch and do another double crochet. And the last stitch, we're going to do 3 double crochets into that last stitch. 1, 2, and then 3, all in that same last stitch. Okay, so then we're going to give ourselves, what I would usually do is give myself a very long tail, because that's how I would be sewing it on, by using the long tail. But the ones that I'm actually going to be using for my pattern are going to be in black. I did this tutorial in a beige because it is much easier, it shows up better on camera. So I would usually do a very long tail, and I would for you too if you're going to be using this to sew on to the blanket. So the blanket, sew the number onto the sheep, like this sheep here. But since this is just for tutorial only, I will keep a nice short tail, slip stitch and pull through and tighten. So some of these numbers that I'm doing, they just get really squirrely because there's so many stitches and it's trying to curl in so many different ways. But there is your number 2. This one, along with some of the other ones, like the 3 is the worst in regards to it wanting to stay and keep its shape before you've sewn it on or starched it or blocked it. But this is the number 2, and it will go along with my pattern, and each sheep will have a number on it, and it'll go along with the pattern that I have labeled counting sheep, shell stitch, baby blanket. Alright, so this is all part of, this tutorial is all part of that pattern as well. Or you can use it for another pattern that you're using. Okay, so there is the number 2 finished. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I also have tutorials for all the other numbers, 1 and 3 through 0 as well. You can check my channel. Thanks so much for watching this video. I would really appreciate it if you would like the video and even subscribe if you would like. Thanks so much. Bye.